Good morning, here's your birthday girl. As a child, I always wanted to rush through life. I wanted to be the first one to go to university out of all my friends. So I went to university when I was 16. I wanted to have a car before everybody else did. I got a car when I was 15. I wanted to have a real job. And that happened before the age of 16 too. I had my officially colored slave at the age of 15. I lived alone at the age of 15 too. I wanted independence. I wanted to grow up, to be the adult, to try everything in life. I started drinking at the age of 14. I wanted to try everything, whatever was out there. And what happened later? What happened after all this? Yes, let's do that. At a certain age, it clicked to me that, hey girl, it's not about getting more, it's about removing and getting back to your child consciousness, to your purity, to be able to see the world as it really is, plain, without any dust coming from the experiences that you gain. And then I slowed down. Okay, I don't want to try anything else. And here I am at the age of 33. I don't have any kids. I was never married. I'm living alone, enjoying the freedom. And this year, it was about trampolines and poe and having fun, moving countries and so on. So where did this desire to do everything and get as much experience as possible go? To travel all the countries in the world, and I was ticking off the countries on the little map and the diary. I've been there. So by the age of 25, I must have been in 25 different countries. Great experience, yay, but it wasn't really for any purpose. And what is the purpose? The purpose is to serve others. The purpose is to think, to reflect, to keep yourself at the purest state, to be able to see things clearly. And that idea came to me, say, after 25 years old, and now I'm here sharing it with you. Why am I telling you all this life story? So you can make your own conclusions. Don't rush to get everything in life. Don't tick off your list. I've done this. People in my age should also have done that and that and that. It's not that important. It's not that important. What is important then? Important is that you understand what life is and you feel, and you can control your life. Not that you need to be really strict and tight in life. Of course, there's many opportunities. You just need to see them, right? You can be spontaneous. You can be free. Freedom is the ultimate goal. What is freedom? Freedom is understanding. If you understand how it works, if you understand your own emotions, if you understand your attachments and certain traits in yourself, you can overcome the ones that you don't need, the ones that do not serve you. And get back on track to self-growth, get back on track to progress, and you can achieve whatever you like if you understand how it works, if you understand the structure of it, the structure of our life. And I'm one grade above you in certain classes and way below you in other classes. I'm just a student in the same school of life. And today's lesson will be about boundaries. You know how we always draw boundaries. And this idea came to me while I was meditating this morning after yoga. That we set borders. When we're in the room, we put ourselves in our box. This is my house. And outside of these boundaries of, in this case, probably 30 square meters, that's not my house. Although, if you think about it, from a neutral point of view, how is this my house and that is not? It is the same. Okay, I paid rent for this room. I did not pay rent for the space outside. But rent is a human-made thing. It's artificial. So that is my house as well, expanding. Now, we always put ourselves in a little box, or in a little circle, if you like to imagine. We think, okay, I really want to get a new job. I'm not happy in my job. And you would imagine positions that are in your box, in your circle. This is what I can do, this is what I can do. But you never imagine that you might have some really good abilities in certain areas that you have never tried before. Because that is outside your box, outside your circle, outside your boundaries. They are known, off limits. You never think, well, I think I'd make a good psychiatrist, or I think I'd make a good nurse, and that would be really fulfilling, but I don't have the right qualifications, and I'm too old to get them, and so on. Yet you don't know where and how to apply it. There are no limits in life. We set our own limits. There is nothing that separates us from the sky. There is nothing that separates us from other countries. We are not separate. If you walk, swim, walk, you will end up here. And the only borders are set up for us, by us, not by anybody else. There are no borders. If you jump really high, you're in the sky. Every morning I experience it on the trampoline, and I see that there is no limit, there is no division, no boundary between here and there. These things are not separate. It is all one, and we're like a little drop in a bucket of water, thinking, well, I'm a drop of water, I'm all separate. But when you look at it, it's a bucket of water, all the drops blend together, and this is a huge bucket of water with us, little tiny drops, thinking that we are separate, yet we are not. We're all one. I still didn't get to the boundaries idea. What helps with understanding and feeling the love that circulates outside of us and comes towards us? Being open, and being open is being able to remove these boundaries, physical boundaries, that stop you from penetrating into everything else. Now listen, this is a little bit difficult, but try to stay with me and just assume that this is something you are prepared to understand and you wish to understand. When you stand, you sit, you draw your boundaries, you are in your body. This is where your space finishes. This is where you finish. Stretch your arm out. This is where you finish. You're just about a meter ahead of you, right? Or a meter above you. This is you. Now, if you stay still for a moment and imagine that you dissolve in the air, that you dissolve in the chair, that you are dissolved into the environment that you are in, and your boundaries disappear. Your limits that you have set by yourself, these limits of where your skin and the hair finishes, the boundaries disappear. And you expand. You start slowly expanding. You go into the bed where you're sitting, into the chair, and slowly grow. Into the air, you grow. There is no limit of not seeing past your nose. This is all you, into the other people, into the dog that's on the floor, into the walls, through the air, into the sky, into the trees, and this is you slowly expanding. Now this is an exercise for you to do quietly, without interruption. Hopefully when you do not need to participate in a conversation, but when there are other people in the room, so that you can expand through other people and into other people as well. And then stay there, stay in all that you see and do not see. These boundaries do not end at the horizon, they stretch across, and they don't end at the earth, they stretch upwards too. This is totally you, without you ending. Take your hair, if it's short, take the ends of your hair and feel that You might feel it at the roots, but you don't feel the actual hair, right? There, you can't feel anything with the hair, yet you feel it with your fingers. Now feel the blanket, or feel what you're sitting on. There's the same sort of feeling. Yes, there's texture, but I don't feel anything. If I don't feel anything, it must be not me. Yet, tell me that this is not me. It is me, right? And your hair is you. True? True. The same way, this is you, and that is you, and this is you, and all around you is also you. That is why I don't want to separate I from you, and that it is all us. One big great one. Just like you don't feel your hair, or you don't feel with your hair, you know it's part of you. Now, assume and understand that this is part of you as well. You only feel a certain portion of you, just like in your body. But this is an extension. This is an extension, and like a certain cell has a life cycle, it's separate from all the other cells, and when one cell in your skin dies, doesn't mean that all the other cells will die suddenly. The cell is separate, yet it is part of the greater one, and this is like a fractal. When you reduce it down, the cell is a small part, just like us, just like we are cells of the big great one. So, expanding your boundaries, there is no my country, my house, my work, my space, or my opinion. Why? Because there are no boundaries that separate us from everything else. If there are no boundaries, there is no my. This is all ours. This sounds like communism, doesn't it? Okay. When you know that there are no limits, you do not ask yourself questions. How can I leave my country if this is where I was born and this is my house? This is your country too, as much as that is your country where you are now. And your neighborhood, your village, is as much your village as this is. You belong everywhere, you are everywhere, and you are part of everything. Do not limit yourself in life. You can go anywhere and feel free to roam around while you can, while you have this opportunity to be in the body and have a beautiful body that you are looking after. Enough to digest for today, yay? Okay. Well, birthday starts with a glass of carrot juice that I haven't made yet, but I will. Thank you for listening. Please, I beg you, and this sounds totally wrong when I beg you. It's just a word I used, okay? I don't really beg you, not on my knees. But I'm asking you, rewatch this and think about what I just said. Maybe the wording is not perfect, but the idea is there. And if you can get that idea into your mind and work on it according to your culture, according to your education and your knowledge, it will help you in life like nothing else. It will open a lot of doors, a lot of sources, and a lot of connections that you did not know existed. Thank you. Bye-bye.